cloud or to my computer? It was starting to rain when I drove the buggy, and it was starting to rain, so I don't think I want to go to the cloud. Is that one getting old? Matt, no bueno on that? All right. Okay, so those are the two applications we're going to go over, Screencastify and Adobe Spark Video. Shannon and I did part of this presentation back, I think, in like May or June for one of our integrated live streams. So some of this stuff will come from that. But most of it, I think you'll have fun with it. I thought all weekend, like, how can we make this fun and new material for you? So we'll see what we get. Give me a thumbs up or down later. Probably mostly downs is what I'll get. So we'll jump here. Some general tips on video creation. And I actually want to change this to general tips for video and for presenting with remote learning. Think about who's on the other end and what they want to hear. So is it something that if you keep monotone the whole time, I try to act a little bit excited, even though I'm always excited. But anyways, keep in mind who's on the other end and then how you want your video presented or shared. So if you're in a bad mood, you're upset, that's going to reflect in your video and your presentation as well. So I know I can always look over and Shannon will give me the evil eye if I'm like in a mood or something. She's like, Steve, snap out of it. People are watching you. So I'm kidding. Videos should not exceed 4 minutes in length. We got a lot of requests when we get into Screencastify for the pro version because you get a longer recording time. But we like to keep that to 4 minutes or less. That was actually some studies that we watched. Students tend to check out of your video or not want to watch it anymore if it's over that. I know when I do YouTube how-to videos, if I'm going to figure out how to do something, if it's longer than 4 minutes, I'm like, let's cut to the chase, get to the point where I need to learn how to do this. So keep them short. Remember where, this is a big one. And one of the things I'll tell you we're working on in the district is how we can capture audio from the presenter better. Several of your principals are already asking about that. But remember where your microphone is located. So the microphone on these Lenovo's, you know, is like in the top right. So if you're turning your head to the side or if you're walking around the classroom, that microphone's probably not going to pick you up. So remember that when you're projecting. If you can add background music, when we get into the Adobe Spark video here in a little bit, I always say do it because I think it helps progress the video. Your mind thinks, man, this is moving faster. Much like if you do a sappy love song or something like that, it's going to make it slower. So if you're doing a farewell video, that might be something. Probably shouldn't use the word sappy, but you know what I mean. And if you're using a webcam, make sure you're not in front of a window. These cameras are the iris in there is real small, so it's going to get oversaturated, so they won't even be able to see us. So if you're shooting a webcam video, make sure you close the blinds in your classroom or something behind you. Don't use too much text. I read a great book once, The Presentation Secrets of Steve Jobs. Always keep your text minimal. Use your voice to add to additional text and what you're trying to convey there. Have fun and be contagious. Let's have fun with this. Let's get going. Here we go. First tool I'm going to show, and we're not really going to dig into this one. I actually wasn't going to do it today, but now that I went to the slide, classroomscreen.com. And so the 2 or 3 different tools we're doing today, I use them in my job every single day or when I'm creating content. Classroomscreen.com is one we use at the beginning of our live streams. This is one you can use in your classroom to project QR codes. You can have a countdown timer as you see there. We had a spinny wheel that we used on Friday, or actually in our Thursday presentation last week. You can type kids' names in there, and if you're not getting feedback from them, you just click on that and it'll tell you, hey, this is the student you need to ask what their feedback is. So a bunch of different things, and then they just rewrote that program just a couple months ago. So down in the bottom area, you can see that they've added a lot of new services and features to it. And it works a lot better with all the web browsers. So that's a really cool one, classroomscreen.com. But our first one here, how we doing? Going okay? Pace okay?
Yep.
Okay, good. The first one we're going to do is Screencastify, and Screencastify allows you to record what is on your screen and also annotate over it. It allows you to record just one tab. So if you're using tab browsing up there, it'll allow you just to record that tab, or you can do the whole screen if you want to. So you can see that I'm not in presentation mode right now. I didn't hit present on my Google Slides, so you can actually see what browser I'm in. If I get a text message coming through, you probably will see that, although I have it turned off, so I know that part. So a bunch of different ways you can record, or you can just record it yourself. So if you just wanted to record video of yourself, you can do that as well. So they've added, I think it was like in the beginning of, in May or June, just at the end of when we let school out during the COVID, they added a bunch of new features that used to be paid features, but now they're free. So this is Screencastify. Here's kind of an overview of the free versus paid features. I went over those just a second ago. Record screen, you can trim your videos, you can export them to MPEG-4. Shannon's not with me on this PL, so her and I won't argue about that, but we did in the video. So if you see our video on how to export this, you'll see it. Shannon, never mind, no more comments needed. No watermarks there. And then the big one on the paid version that we don't have, we just have the free version, is unlimited recording length. And so we want to make sure we keep these videos short and simple, so that's why we haven't went to the paid version. But pretty much everything else you're going to want to use in this, as we create this together, you'll see it in the free version. I'm not doing this video, not doing that one either. So all right, so what we're gonna do is, if you wanna open, I'm gonna open up a new tab here, and I do that by doing Control-T, and I'm gonna pull up a new tab, and the key to, one of the main thing is, you gotta do this, is Google Chrome. So the Chrome web browser, there's a plugin for this. You'll see it up in the top right, I'll show you in a second, but you have to be in that browser in order to use Screencastify. So kind of like we talked on Friday, as we're going Google, a lot of these tools all work together. My Google friends here would tell you, you should only be using Chrome, right? Okay, I agree too. So there, yeah. So here we go. So I've got this site here. Up in the top, I have the Screencastify plugin. And if you haven't downloaded that yet, I just search Screencastify. I'm sure most of you have gotten this downloaded, but if you haven't, let's go through those steps, and then we'll get going on that. So we'll just go here real quick, screencastify.com, and it's probably going to say to Steve, hey Steve, you already got this installed. I do, but if you don't, go ahead and install that, and I'll just give you a quick second. I'm going to take a drink. You guys go ahead and download that if you don't already have it downloaded. Once it's downloaded, up here in the top right, you'll see this. I don't even know what that thing is. Is that a pink arrow? Yeah. Yeah. Is that a pink arrow? Yeah. So you'll notice that little pink arrow with that there. So that's what you want to do. So go ahead and get that downloaded. It reminds me, just a side note, I have YouTube TV, and down in the bottom, when you use your DVR to go back and forth, when you're on the Discovery Channel, it's a shark. So this week is Shark Week. I thought that was kind of cool. So that looked like a shark to me at first, but it is Shark Week. Okay, so if you didn't get it installed, you have admin rights, so you should be able to, but just roll along with us. We are recording this, so we'll zip through this one. And I'm going to spend probably another 10 minutes on Screencastify. I really want to get into that Adobe Spark because I really feel like that's going to be where you guys can create some good videos. And then also for your students to create videos, and they can do that on their iPad and or Lenovo's. But we'll get into that in a second. So what we want to do is I want to do a Screencastify now. And so am I still sharing my desktop, sir? I am, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I just hit mute earlier. So
yeah.
I'm going to come up here to this little guy here, and I'm going to
I don't know why I can't hear it, though.
You can't hear me? Okay. And so I'm going to click on that Screencastify, and that brings us, I got to move my Zoom. You guys can't see it, but I got these Zoom tabs open here. And when I click on that, it's going to give me the option, like I said before, to do the browser tab. So if you only wanted to do the browser, I don't know a lot of people that do it this way. So I'm going to click on the desktop because I want to just record the entire desktop.
I'm trying to get the volume.
Now, do I have to? Okay. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm not going to be able to record this because I'm doing a screen recording in the Zoom. But you can choose desktop there or webcam only. We talked about that, and that is just your webcam. So you're just using your computer as a video camera. So if you just want to do that, you can do that. That would be a tool when we get to Adobe Spark here in a minute. If you want to bring in video of you being recorded where you're given instruction, you just use this tool as a webcam. So you don't have to get into the Windows tools and get the permissions and stuff. You can just record yourself there. I'm going to do the desktop version because I want to record my whole desktop. Microphone, I'm going to select. You'll need to set this up the first time. Now I'm going to choose, I'm not going to choose a mic because I don't want to mess up our Zoom and you not hear me. And then that's where so you choose the microphone there, and you can see the levels over there adjusting a little bit, and you can test it out, move around just to make sure it's still working. And then embed webcam. And this is where if you want to record your screen and then also down in the bottom right have a video of you, the presenter, on there as well, you can do that. I'm going to show you a quick video here. Right here. This is one that Shannon created for us for this PL that her and I did together. And you notice down there, this is a fluency assignment she took from the curriculum guides. And she has her, what's that? Yep, slow down a little bit. So you see that Shannon used that webcam feature. She has her desktop here. So she's going through this video, showing the students where to click. And I think in this one, she takes them through the LMS to where to download it. So great how-to video for some of those students that if they're just new to the LMS, you can create a short video on go here, click here, type your password in there. And then she has down in that bottom right area, her webcam. So she wanted them to see not only her desktop, but her as well. So I'll come back here to Screencastify. That's where you do that right there. So I'm going to go ahead and hit record because I'm ready to roll. I'm going to get on, let's see here, get on a different website. So it doesn't. There we go. I'll go to rickherber.com. It's one of my favorite websites. And so I'm going to click here on the Screencastify. It's not even a real website, is it?
No, it's not.
No, it's not. All right. And I'll go ahead and click record. We'll pretend that's recording. I can't record it right now because it is, I'm recording with the Zoom. So give that a second. And down in the bottom left, you'll see it down there. It'll say 3, 2, 1. It gives you a countdown, and then it starts recording. That's when you will want to start. Make sure I've started right away, and I had my volume down, and I didn't hear that 3, 2, 1. And so it takes a couple seconds to get rolling. So give it a second. Then you can start giving your instruction. When you're done, just hit that stop button, and your recordings will pop up. And so they'll be right up here, and it'll pop up once you're done. I had to go into my recordings here, but it saves all your recordings. So they're all just saved on Screencastify. So here's one that I did earlier, and I just recorded this. And I can go back, and you see up here in the top, I can open it in an editor and trim it down. So if I have spaces in there that I don't want, or I wanted to cut something out, that's where you do that. I can delete the whole thing. here's where it gives me a bunch of different options. So now that I have this video that I created, what do I want to do with it? And so we don't have Google Classroom, but it gives you different options. You could publish it straight to YouTube. You could get the embed code. So when we were using our LMS and we clicked file import, it's not really file import, but you can add an embed area to that. Yes.
Speaking of YouTube, some teachers may not know that they do have a YouTube account. So through their FWCS Google account, they have ones that they can set up very easily, right?
Yeah, good point, Matt. So everybody, we have these Google accounts, but also with the Google account, you get a YouTube account. And so you can send it right to your YouTube account. And that's a YouTube education account. So, but that embed code, back to this here, that embed code allows you to take your video and just drop it right on the LMS so the kids see your video. And then, so that was, I was joking earlier, but that's the method that Shannon likes, to just drop that on there. For me, I'm a video purist, and so I want the whole video, the quality of it and everything downloaded to my computer. Keep in mind, if you go somewhere where they don't have internet access, like when I present at the Grand Wayne Center with professional learning, they don't have good internet there, so I want the video downloaded. I don't want it in the web. So I can do that down here under that download link. And I can export it right as an MPEG-4 video, and then I can save that to wherever I want to. If you're just doing this, though, for the LMS and your students, do it right here. Do your embed code, just share it out right there, because you don't need that video stored locally on your computer. You can just put that up in the cloud. It's no problem. So those are some of the different videos that you have. This one here, View on Drive, I think that one's newer, but that just takes it right over to your Google Drive, so the video is stored there for you. So this is, I didn't open up the editor, but let's just look in there and see what's going on. Move that out of the way. Yeah, this is where it gives you, you can add text to this. I've not really used this feature much because I use other software titles for adding text and stuff, but this is where you'll do it. And then you got to hit that export. You got to create that. And so that will put it all together. It'll add your text, your pictures, and things like that. So that is Screencastify. Did I miss any questions, or are there any questions as I zoom through that? Zoom through it a couple minutes early. We'll go back here. Nothing coming in? Okay, we're good.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Screencastify is 5 minutes on the video. Okay, I think that was
Good. Yeah, so 5 minutes max is what you're saying?
for the basics.
Yep, for the basics. So that free account that I talked to you about earlier, you can create up to a 5-minute video. So good point there. After 5 minutes, it just ends. So you're done there. But really, anything over 5 minutes, you know, that's a good amount of time. So remember your audience.
Just kind of, when you look at your lesson plan and you're kind of planning out, kind of look where some natural breaks could be. So maybe here's my introduction to the lesson. I want to build the background knowledge, get a hook in there for kids. And then maybe where you would in class say, okay, now everybody turn and talk. Maybe that's a time where you say, okay, I'm going to end this segment, do a little short thing on your own. Now I'm going to pick back up with, okay, now today I'm going to model for you X, Y, and Z, and then teach a small portion, find a natural break, and then kind of move through your lesson plan that way. So maybe just draw little circles around what part. So each lesson maybe has 3 or 4 small videos that go with it.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. And so a couple things before we leave that I have ending on Screencastify is when I click on that little tile up there, whatever they said it was, the camera or whatever, that gives you a bunch of different options at the top. I clicked on that My Recordings. If you click there, that's all of your recordings that you've created. So they're all there for you. So you can go back and get them later if you want to. One more thing, if you click on settings up here in the top right, I would do this because by default it doesn't set it right. But like on Friday, if you were with us on our Friday PL, we'd have people message it in and say, I can't see the text, it's hard to read. That's because of this right here. And so if you go to settings and you change your resolution, it's probably set to 480 or 720. So that's the quality, that's the amount of pixels. So if you're doing your TVs at home, you probably bought a TV that's 4K or 1080. You want to choose 1080. That's more pixels per square inch. So it's going to give you better quality recording and playback with smaller text. And then the frame rate, that's how many pictures of your screen it takes every second. I always do 60. Default's 30. You're okay with 30. If you notice your computer's like running hot and it takes a while to create your video, bring that down to 30. But this really gives the students or whoever's watching your video the best quality video for text and anything else you put in there. So it really gives them a good quality playback. So if you're using small fonts and things like that, not Times New Roman, right? We don't use that font. They'll be able to read it really well. So go in there, and you only have to do that the first time. Advanced, change your resolution to 1920 by 1080. All right. Hey, I wanted 25. So we good there?
I think so. Yeah, we're just saying there's a lot of things coming in of other tools that people are using, and it's totally fine. to use
Oh, yeah,
other
cool.
tools. These are just kind of the ones that we navigate to because we found they work really well.
Yep. Excellent. And Shannon, to that point, the tools that we use, at least our integrated team here, we try to use the same tools for you guys. So anything that we create, when we create screencasts and we send them out to you, we're using this tool. So if you have questions about it, you can shoot us a question and ask us. If you found something else out there, there's a million different things you can use. Go ahead and use it. That's up to you. We just may not use all of those tools, so we might not have the background knowledge for that. So as I get into Adobe Spark, I'll show you a video I created for the district last week. I used Adobe Spark for that. Now, I don't always use Spark. I use some other tools. But for that one, I wanted to model what we were doing this week. So we're going to take a quick break from the video creation, and I want to show you a tool that I use every single day. I'm no joke. I use this thing all the time in all my video production work. And so I'm going to open up a new tab and Control T, and I'm going to type in, I'll give you the website here in a second, and then I'll have Sarah put that in the chat. But I use this website all the time. It's called remove.bg. So boy, girl, remove.boy, girl. And so what's really cool about this is just a tool. This isn't for creating video, but it helps me create better videos. And I'll show you that when we get into Spark. But what remove.bg allows me to do is it allows me to take an image, and we're going to do this together, and get rid of all the background. So you see this lady right here, the background beach and everything she may not want. And what I did, if you saw our professional learning template with our Bitmojis, a lot of teachers are using Bitmojis right now, but they may only want their Bitmoji and not everything around it. This is the tool to help you achieve that. And so when I get to remove.bg, and it's completely free, they have a paid version, but that's for super high res. I don't even use that in my 4K videos. I don't use the high res ones. I just use what's free here. So it's pretty cool. Now, I will tell you, if we have time, Adobe Spark, the basic one, not the video version, has this built in. It's in beta right now, but it works really good. But this gives me a lot more customization than the Spark one does. If we have time, we'll get into that one. But so I'm just going to click on upload image. This is super easy. And I have, let's see here. I think I have I have a screenshot here. Don't know who it is of.
This is scary.
It's scary.
Okay, it's
You ready?
appropriate.
I'm clicking choose.
Disclaimer.
So, it's me. Who would have known? Who would have known? And so, no, let's see what else. Yeah. All right. That just made my day. I made my own day, right? Today is a good day to have a good day, guys. It's the start of a new week. So I chose my file here. It had some stuff around it. When I did upload image, I kind of went fast there. But you just go to your downloads folder or wherever you have that on your desktop. and you just upload that image, and it goes to work. Now, what it's doing is it's looking at the background and getting rid of everything in that background. If I showed you this image, that background for my Bitmoji was white. And so you may need to edit it because my eyes, if you notice, my eyes are white. A lot of the other programs, you can't do this. And I used to spend hours in Photoshop getting rid of everything around this image. And I just did it in a couple seconds. So I'm going to click on edit here real quick. I want to edit this image. And so I'm going to go up here to the eraser tool, the erase tool, and it gives me the option to erase or restore. If I click on restore, and I can change the brush size down here. If I click on restore, you can see I can bring back some of that background. So I probably had text around it or something like that. But I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to hit this back arrow key. And I want to just go in. I'm going to zoom in a little bit on my eyes and make sure they're good. So I'm restoring because they were white. Yeah, and I think this image is good as is. But sometimes it misses it. So you'll see I can erase. I could get rid of my hand. I can do whatever I want to there. If I'll pull up a picture later, I think in the video, of a contact page I use for all the district technology coordinators. And I wanted stuff to be just laid out just right. So I had to delete some arms and stuff on it. This is how I did that. I did not bring this into a photo editing app or anything like that. And so I just edited it right there like that. Once I'm ready to do that, if I wanted to restore my hand, I can come back over here and just bring it right back. See what else do I want to say? Oh, that's pretty much it. I'm happy with that. You notice I can zoom in and stuff. I kind of messed up around there, so I'm going to erase that area. The blocks are when you're erased, so it's gone. So I know I wanted to show you the Bitmoji example here because these are super popular right now with teachers, you know, showing their Bitmoji classrooms. Ready to go. I like my image here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the download button, and that's going to download my image. I hit it twice. It's going to download it to your computer. So that image is there. So this is a great tool. I'll show you how we're going to bring that in to my video later. But this is remove.bg, and Sarah put that in the chat. Save that one there because it's really cool. You can use that for a lot of different things. If you're doing personal stuff, you know, if you're creating an invitation for graduation or something like that, and you just wanted your student that's graduated and not the mess that's in the background, you can use this for that as well. Matt.
Yeah, I think Shannon put in the chat as well. Unscreen.com is another one that's very similar to that. And then I put a link to the audio library in YouTube, which offers a lot of free, royalty-free music that people can use as well. So check those out. Those are some good resources as well.
Matt, thank you. And that brings up, you and I should do like, we should have a Zoom like this someday where we create a video together and just, you know, you guys follow along because there's so many resources. That audio library that is copyright free. Right. So you can use that stuff there. And I'm not even going to talk about the one, but we'll just, now that she did was, what was the video one you just said?
Unscreen.
Unscreen. So that's a video version of remove.bg, right?
I believe
yeah, so it gets rid of background stuff inside of your video. Now, it takes a little while because it's got to run through each one of those frames and get rid of the stuff that's in the background, but another one, another great resource. Okay, so that was remove.bg, and so that's how we remove a background image. What I'm going to do now, and Sarah will drop the, actually, she's not going to drop it in. It's in Clever, right? Spark.adobe.com. We're going to get into, Adobe Spark. And I'll give you a second if you want to follow along here. I'm going to take a quick break. And spark.adobe.com or go through Clever, however you get to it. But you want to, I'm just going to log out because I want you guys to be right where I'm at. And this, here it is. This is a little bit weird. I do not know why Adobe does it, but it is Adobe, so they do weird stuff all the time. When you go to spark.adobe.com, it asks you, do you want to log in with all these guys over here? No, you want to log in with the school account. They've actually made it bigger. It used to be real fine print. So we want to log in with a school account, and you'll log in with your FWCS email and password, and the same for your for your students as well, FWCS email and password. And then I've got a personal Adobe account, but you want to make sure you sign in with your company or school account. So make sure we sign in with that one. And that's going to bring up this welcome page. And you'll see I've got a bunch of projects that I've created. We're going to create one together. But I kid you not, one of my favorite FWCS stories, Shannon and I were at Forest Park last year. We were showing the teachers at Forest Park how to use Adobe Spark. And it wasn't like 10 minutes later, one of the teachers comes back down to the library where we present and said, I just showed my students how to use Adobe Spark. This little guy wanted to show you what he created in like 10 or 15 minutes. And it was a whole presentation. And it was awesome. I'm like, I'm going to use that at the district. You're already better than I am. And that was second grade. So second graders at Forest Park, you guys are rocking it. But students of all ages can use this. And it's so powerful. I use it for district marketing stuff that we put out and also how-to videos. So we're in Adobe Spark. Are we good to go? Any questions so far on that? Because I'll jump right into this one.
I don't think so.
I think we're
was
good.
Looking up something, so I don't know.
Okay, that's cool. So up in the top left, Adobe Spark is a bunch of different things. It's not just one tool and that's it. Adobe Spark, if I click on plus, is a flyer page. So I'll show you this flyer that we created for our contact information. Yeah, here. So I wanted to create a page for you to know what schools each of us district technology coordinators do. I did that in Adobe Spark post. I click on that back there. We're going to do the video one here. You could create a miniature web page. So a bunch of different things that as you're going through that curriculum that you're doing and you're like, man, where does this plug in? Where does the SAMR model tie to this? A bunch of different tools up there in that plus for you to do it. And you can do a branded graphic. I think we had Sarah and Amy's, if you were in the Wayne family on Thursday, we had a Sarah and Amy, or Steve and Amy's lemonade stand. And so we had to create a project to help you decide who you chose, Steve's Lemonade or Amy's. You could do that right there as well. But we're going to do video, so we'll get going on that. And man, my time is ticking away, isn't it?
It is.
Did I get 2 hours or 1 hour?
You get 1.
1 hour and not a second more.
Unless people want to give up lunch.
50 minutes. All right. So here we go. So we can do, I clicked on, let me back up. I'm going to take a quick break. Breathe. Plus, and we're going to go to video. So I'm going to create a new video. You could do slideshow. There's so many things you can do right there. But I'm going to do video and we're going to create a new video. Every great story starts somewhere. I wouldn't skip through this on the first time. So tell us about your idea. I want to do how to log into LMS. And it gives you all these different templates. So you can choose, and these templates basically give you a song. If you've used iMovie for iPad, it creates a song for you. It's like a little trailer and stuff that it'll help you design it and lay it out. Takes a lot of the guesswork out of stuff, and it makes some really good videos. As we were talking about engaging your students in the beginning, choose one of these. That'd be really good. I'm just going to make up my own because I just want to start from scratch because I'm going to show you some of the basics for that. And if you guys have any questions, outside of this, shoot me an email. I'll answer it within the next 6 months. Or I'm just kidding. Shoot me an email because I love doing video stuff and I want to help you succeed. So here's a quick tutorial of it. I'm ready to go. So I'm going to click OK, I'm ready. So this is my blank canvas. And so you'll see my play button down here. If I click play, it's going to start playing through what I've created. I don't have anything created, so it's not going to play anything yet. Here's my first slide.
Okay, thank you so much.
Uh-oh, did I get someone coming in there? All right. Here's my first slide. They got them numbered down there. It gave me a credits. I can edit those credits. So that template just laid out a couple things for me. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the plus right here next to the first picture. and it gives me the option, do I want to upload video, text, photo, or icon? I could upload a photo if I wanted to, so I'm going to click on that. I'm going to click on photo. Move my zoom thing here. Upload a photo, so I'm going to bring that photo in. And I have some photos ready to go here. Sarah's class is one. So this is a real popular one right now with the Bitmojis. So I'm going to upload that picture. It was just a picture that I took when we created that. And then when I have that in there, I can move that around wherever I want to on my timeline. When we're editing video, we call that our timeline down there because that's how we progress through it. So I'm going to put it at number 2. Slide 1, I'm going to add some text. And this was Sarah's class. So I'm going to say, welcome to Mrs. Shipe's class. And that's good. So there we go. I got welcome to Mrs. Shipe's class. When I click on that text, I can make it bigger. I can make it smaller. A bunch of different things that you can do, change the font and stuff like that. Notice this microphone down there. If you want to add your voiceover, you don't have to go back to Screencastify and get that audio clip. You can just add the audio of yourself there. But there's welcome to Mrs. Shipe's class. We're going to go to the Bitmoji. Here's a picture of her classroom. And then Mrs. Shipe has some really, really cool characters in her classroom. And so I wanted to make all of them feel welcome here. So on this next slide, I'm going to add a new slide, and I'm going to click on video. And let's do this. I've got a couple videos here of some students in her class. So we'll choose this one here, right there. Now this is where it gets kind of cool. This is a video I shot. This is Pat, our mailroom clerk. And I probably started recording the video before she was ready to wave. I just want to see Pat waving to the camera. And so when I do that, I can bring these little circles here and start, we call this scrubbing in video, but I'm going to scrub right to where she is going to start waving. And so I saw it right there. You see I'm moving back and forth. So I'm just choosing that part of the video, and then I'll choose the ending. I want it to end right there, and that's good. And I'll click save, and it's going to edit down that video for me. Any questions so far, guys?
No, I think we.
Okay, I'll only do 1 or 2 of these clips because I know we're running out of time.
Well, and if you missed a question, you might need to repost it because.
Oh, okay.
I thought we got everybody, but maybe not. Go ahead.
And yeah, and no problem. And this is actually, that was actually 4K video, so it might take a little bit longer. You're probably not going to shoot as high res that I have it at. Now I want to I can move Pat just like that anywhere on that timeline, but I want her to be after Mrs. Shipe there. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play. It added that music for me. Good. So I kind of like that. I'm going to add one more video clip here. And I can add a photo. If I don't have a photo, it'll do that Ken Burns effect where it zooms in and out. Icons, these are kind of cool. I use these on my Adobe Spark all the time. So the picture you saw of us coordinators, I brought a bird in from Twitter and a Facebook. I downloaded those right from here. So you can type whatever you want into this. I might do. It gives you all these different effects that you can do there. I don't know if my video here, we want that, but just to show you what that is. So we're going to add another video, and let's see who we got here. I think this is Matt and Shan. Yes.
On Spark, can you add your own music, or is it using only?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
I'll add this video clip, and then we'll do some music.
Okay.
And so good point. Matt brought up the website. We put in the link there earlier for free copyright music. That's a good point because like when I was doing curriculum writing last year, I was editing videos down for all the teachers that wanted just that piece of the learning. And there was copyright music in there, some Jason Aldean or something like that. YouTube will say, no bueno, can't do it. So here we go. We got Matt and Shannon. I'm going to see when Shannon looks up at me and notices I'm irritating her here about right there. So I want that one. So I'll click save. I always irritate Matt, so he did not look up at me in this short little quick video.
And are you just what are you using to make these videos?
I just used my phone. That's a good question. I just used my phone to record it, but this video could have been one that you use Screencastify to record yourself with.
Okay.
However you want to do it. If you got a classroom iPad, you can do that as well. So now we have, I have to keep moving my little Zoom thing out of the way. So now we have this video, and it goes right into the two of them. Up here in the top right, music. If I click on that tab, it gave me, when I chose that template in the beginning, it kind of gave me some music, much like iMovie does. If I click that add my music right there, you can have to click that. Keep in mind, you can't go to iTunes and just download a song from there, or Spotify. It has to not be DRM, which is digital rights management. It can't be copyrighted music that has a MPEG-4A stamp on it. So it's got to be music that you own, that you paid for, and then you can add that in. But I can change the basic ones that they give me right through there. So that's the music icon. And then one last thing I want to add is a photo. So I'll come back here. Okay. I'm going to click plus, and I'm going to add a photo. That's where you'd upload that. You may want to do a text slide. We did that, but upload, you can upload from anywhere for photos. So that's anything you've downloaded. So I may want to do, here's one I wanted to show you real quick though, is to go back to our first example, upload a photo. And then here's a screenshot. That's the one we did earlier. So that's me. That's my Bitmoji, and you notice nothing is around it. Now, it doesn't fit the screen. Why is that? It always brings it in at the resolution. So the resolution of my photo is bigger than the canvas size of my video. So what I need to do is click on this little pen up here, and that will let me bring that down to a manageable size, and then I can kind of move it wherever I want to. And I can add text around that too, you know. So that's how you bring in a photo. Up here, resize. I'm doing widescreen because that's what screen we have here. But if you wanted a square format like Instagram or something, you can do that. You can change layouts. So I have my video on the whole screen. So let's go back to the video of Pat here. I have that on the full screen. I could do split screen and add Pat, my video on the side, and I could have something else on the other side if you wanted to. A million different things you do there. So that's pretty much my video. I'm going to play it and see if I like it. Welcome to Mrs. Shipe's class. This is one of her worst students. There's Pat. I didn't put anything on the side. And notice that clip of Matt and Shannon was real quick because I trimmed it down real quick. My intention was I wanted all 30 of my students, so I was going to go boom, 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 and flip through them. I didn't want a 30-minute video. So that's why that one's short. Now, my video is ready. I love it. I want to share it, and so I can do that up here in the top. I can click on share, and I can publish it, but I'm going to just download this video here. Depending on how long the video is and how fast your computer is, this might take a minute because remember, we're sending this video to the web, the internet, up in the cloud. It's editing it, rendering it, putting it all together, and then bringing it back down. So that is what's going on right here. So we'll let this render for a second. I wanted to tell you, and there it is. There's my video. It's all done. And so that's saved on my computer now, and I can just upload that to YouTube, create a link, and then share it out to the LMS. But that's my video. That is it. And I had probably, I get like a dozen or so requests from teachers every year. How do I make an end of the year slideshow for my students? This is a perfect way. Just click on that photos, bring in all the photos of your students. It created the music for me, and then we just did this in a couple minutes. And so this is a great tool to use for that specifically. So is it great? Sarah, you've used this for that? Yep, awesome. And so I got my video downloaded. Another one, there's a bunch of different tools out there. I use so I'm good with Adobe Spark. I want to transition to something different. Any questions that I missed on Adobe Spark? Just remember, I'm going to go back to my Spark page. I wanted to show you one thing. When I created this project, this is just a flyer that I created. I'll go back to this in a second. So as that's bringing it up, there are a bunch of different tools for downloading videos to YouTube. There's, I think, KeepVid. If you Google how to download videos on the PC, there are a bunch of different ones. I use one that I actually paid for because I think it works faster. It's called iTube Studio. I think I paid $10 for it. But that allows you to take a video off of YouTube or Vimeo and download it to your computer so you have the actual video and it's not up in the web. And then you can bring that video into Adobe Spark Video here, just like I did with the video of Matt and Shannon. Trim that up, and you may want to cut the front or the back of the video and just get a piece of it. But this is how you would do that. And so you could use this tool and have your own videos downloaded and then re-upload them to the LMS, you know, so you just take that piece of video. Not sure why this one's taken so long. I wanted to show you bringing in that Bitmoji, what it looks like, the differences. Here we go. Okay, so you notice I have the Bitmoji here of Shannon. There's nothing around her. So if I clicked plus, actually, I'm going to go, and this is laid out just like the Adobe Spark video, but these are examples of when we got rid of the background from the pictures that we did. Otherwise, there'd be a white box around this because it's in the JPEG format. A PNG format wouldn't do that. But the JPEG here allows you to download that without any background. So that is Adobe Spark Post. Maybe we'll do another video on that if you want to create flyers and different things for your websites. But this was Adobe Spark and a great tool. And I got to it spark.adobe.com or through Clever. You can create cool Instagram posts on that. And what's really neat about this is just really the basic version. If they're trying to upload or trying to update the web for it, it'll be updated in the next couple of weeks. But if you're doing this on your phone or on your iPad, there are a bunch more tools, stickers. You can actually animate a Bitmoji to make the thing move. You can do that on mobile. They're working on making it available on the desktop version now. So a bunch of different things are coming that they're going to update this app for. And we have the district license. We got the paid version of it if there is one. So you get all the bells and whistles with it. So that is Adobe Spark and so many cool things you can do in there. All right, so that's pretty much everything that I had. 9 minutes early on my clock. Sarah.
And too, just a reminder that Adobe Spark isn't just for teachers to create videos and slideshows and things like that. Students could absolutely do this. I know when I was teaching 5th grade, I had my students create lots of different videos, even using the curriculum content, create some videos for presentations and things like that. So this isn't just a teacher tool, but a student tool as well.
Yeah, and no joke, like I gave you that example, 2nd grader, Forest Park, man, that kid just blew us out of the water with what he created. Right. So multiple ages can use this, and on up to high school, you know, I use this for all my branding stuff. I'm rarely in Photoshop anymore. So you see, as I scroll down here, they give you all these cool templates. And so you just click on this template and you edit it and put your name and stuff in there, and you're a rock star. You're already a rock star, but you're a really, really good rock star.
And everybody does have access
like a Beatles rock star, multiple platinum albums.
And everyone has access to Spark on their Clever page, so both students and teachers can get to this from there.
All right, awesome. Okay, well that pretty much does it. Do I need to leave this running for the chat, or are we good to go to end this session?
Lisa, yeah, we can work on that. I don't know, do we have any Adobe? I think there's some Adobe Spark videos, but is that more for teachers, or students? Could students watch those as well to get?
Diana created them, so I'm not exactly sure what audience.
What was the question?
Just, she asked if we could add instructional videos for students, I think, to use Adobe. Are you asking for Adobe Spark?
Oh,
Lisa?
yeah. So do we have, they're up there on our teacher resources page? Yeah, there are. And I always like to go over that on all of my PLs. I'm going to open up a new tab, and that is fwcs.info/DLR, and that's Digital Learning Resources. If you were with us on Friday, I said it 20 times, but we'll just go over it one more time. That is where we put all of our resources. So if I click on that tab there, you see Adobe Spark, and I think Diana did that when she was still with the team.
But I think right there, now I'm looking at it, Steve, and there's not really how to create a video with Adobe Spark. There's just how to create a graphic. So maybe there is
Gotcha.
something to add.
Oh
there.
yeah, yeah,
How to
definitely.
navigate.
I don't mind doing that, and I'll probably put this recording up there,
Perfect.
so that'll get us. But yeah, so but this digital learning resources page, make sure you favorite that in your bookmarks, because that's where we put all of our resources, including today's, and then any other out there. Still working on that missing Google Draw, but someone on Friday put in the chat they were going to help me do it.
Oh,
So
sweet.
she was going to do the drawing part, and I would do the video recording part.
Oh, awesome.
So I'm going to use Screencastify to record what she's doing on her screen, bring that into my editing program, Adobe Spark, add some voiceovers, and we'll be good to go. What do you think?
I think it sounds good.
That's a plan. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. I know it's been 2 back-to-back hours. I didn't even get to go through and see all the participants. I did a shout out to Mr. Clausen, my man from Elmhurst there. But thank you, guys. We really appreciate you. If there's anything else, drop us a line, and we'll talk soon. Thanks.